Hi, my name is Amira Barnes, and today we're going to be making 3D portraits. We're going to learn how to draw a self-portrait, and then we're going to turn them into paper relief sculptures, and this will be the final result. For materials, we are going to need construction paper cut into strips, scissors, glue, and markers. And if you don't have markers, then you can use colored pencils or crayons. But before we get started, I'd like to talk about an artist named Ashante Kendall. She celebrates the history and her love for Black hair, including her own, through her paintings, drawings, and sculptures. We're going to be looking at her paper sculpture. I'm not really sure what the name of this is, but if you would like to go on her website, ashantekendall.com, you'll be able to take a closer look at this. But what she does is she uses the texture of Black hair as the center of her work, and she'll use paper to create these really unique and abstract forms by intertwining them. Oh, this is upside down. Oops. By intertwining them to create these really bulky sculptures. And her celebration of Black hair is not only just the hair, she also celebrates the culture of Black hair and Blackness itself. But celebrating hair is to celebrate self-expression. And self-expression is to express oneself. I use vibrant colors in my hair to express myself because I feel like I'm a colorful person. So I like to express that through what I wear and through my hair. And also my hair tells a story of who I am. And I'm thankful to have the freedom to express myself and wear whatever I want and style my hair the way I want, because it's very important to live freely and celebrate who you are. But enough about me. Let's jump into the lesson. I'd like to start by showing you some paper sculpting techniques. I have some ready for you already. I'm going to show you 3 separate techniques, and from these techniques you can develop your own. So we're going to be creating 3D hair using construction paper. And since there's so many different types of hair textures, like wavy hair, curly hair, straight hair, we will be using different paper sculpting techniques for the relief element and to mimic those hair textures. And if you don't know what relief is, what a relief sculpture is something that's 3D but has a flat plane. So like a coin. If you have a coin lying around, maybe you have a quarter or a penny, take a look at it. So if you look at that coin, you'll see that the images on that coin, the images are raised, but the coin itself is flat. So a coin would be considered a relief sculpture. All right, let's jump into it. Okay, so I'm going to show you 5 different techniques. I'm going to show you the roll, the curl, the zigzag. This is a fringe. I don't know if you can see it from back here, but it's cut into little strips. And I'm also going to show you the spiral. So for the roll, it's relatively easy. What you're going to do is you're going to take your glue. You're going to put it on the end of your paper. Come on, glue. Sometimes you'll have technical difficulties, but that's okay because you just work around it. So I'm just going to dip it like that. See, easy peasy. And you're going to roll it like so, and then connect the ends. And I like to hold it for at least 10 seconds so I know it's secure. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boop, and then you have your roll. Okay. Now the roll can be really fun. I already have one here, but what you can do with the roll is you can use it if you wanted to make an afro or puff balls. And what you can also do is connect them like so to make curly strands of hair. For the curl, what you're gonna do is the same thing. Put some glue on the end, like so. And then I like to place it down on the paper first before I curl it. And then you just take it, you bend it backwards, and then you curl. And what you're gonna do is you hold the one end down to make sure it's secure first. I'm moving ahead of myself. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to make sure it's secure. And then you curl your paper backwards, and then you're gonna put some glue on the opposite end of the paper to make sure it's secure. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and there you have a curl. Next, I'm going to show you the zigzag, and you can use a zigzag if you have really crinkly hair, or if you want to create crinkly hair, excuse me. So you just fold it accordion style. So you fold it like that, and then you fold it backwards like that, and then you just keep going back and forth. Oop, did you see my little curl pop? I guess the glue wasn't dry, and that's okay. It happens. You want to hold it down to make sure she's secure. There we go. So yeah, with the accordion, you just fold it back and forth. Okay. Boop. 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 Now I'm not going to do it all the way down because no need. But you get the point. Then again, you just take your glue, make sure my accordion is secure. You take the glue, and you glue down the top. Now, if you want it to just hang, you can only glue one side if you want. But if you want it to be like some sort of mound or anything of that nature, you can glue down both ends, but I'm gonna let my little curl hang. And what you can do with this is you can stagger them if you wanted to make a crinkly hair texture, but I will show you how to do that a little later once we get our portrait situated. But that's the crinkle. Now we're gonna do the fringe. I'm gonna get a bigger piece of construction paper for that so you can see it a lot clearer, a lot more clear, or clearer. Sometimes language can get tricky, or words can get tricky. So what you do is you take your paper and you just cut it like you're cutting strips, but don't cut it all the way through. And you just repeat that. Keep going. You can do this if you wanted your portrait to have straight hair. And you have a little fringe, and you just take your glue. It's so funny that my glue decided to not cooperate, but that's okay. And then you glue it down on your page. So next, what we're going to make is the spiral. But so far, I'm just going to show you what we have. So we recreated our spiral. I mean, not our spiral, excuse me. Our curl, our zigzag, our fringe, and our roll. So we're going to do the spiral next. So again, we're going to get another piece of paper, construction paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to start from the corner. And you're just going to rotate it like you're cutting a circle. And you just keep cutting in that circle. And you keep twisting it, turning it as you cut. And you just cut in the spiral. And you keep cutting until you get to the center. Like so. Now I want mine to be a little more circular, so I'm going to round these edges. like so. And just like that, you made a spiral. And I'm going to take my glue, and again, just going to glue the end, and I'm going to glue it down like so. Oops, wrong side. And now we have our spiral. Okay, I'm gonna need a little more glue. Gotta hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so now we have our spiral. So far we have our roll. Did she just fall? No. We have our roll, our curl, our zigzag, our fringe, and our spiral that's hanging on for dear life. Now, when we create our hair a little later, you don't have to stick to these 5. You can use these 5 as a base. So if you wanted to do the roll, like I said, what you can do is you can connect them. Or if you wanted to do the curl, you can make them a little smaller. You can do maybe a fringe and curl. So, not a fringe and curl. You can do the zigzag and curl. So you can make the zigzag and then curl it like you would do a regular curl. For the spiral, you can make square spirals, circle spirals. You can make any shape spiral that you want. When we do our hair a little later, I'm going to encourage you to think outside of the box when it comes to hair textures. If you wanted to stick to your own hair texture, that's fine, but I want you guys to get a little creative with the hair types that you're going to do. So I'm going to set that to the side. And while my glue dries, I would like to talk to you guys about your hair. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your hair. Just take a strand and just inspect it. And I want you to describe what you see. Is your hair straight? Is your hair curly? Is your hair wavy? I'm curious to know. The great thing about hair is that your hair is a work of art in itself. And Ashante Kendall, she recognized that, and that's why she uses it in her art. She's transforming something that's already beautiful into something that's more beautiful. With hair, you can mold it, you can shape it, and you can style it into anything that you want to show how you're feeling that day, to show where you're from, to show the colors that you're into that day. If you're really into changing your hair color like I am, the possibilities are endless when it comes to using your hair as a form of self-expression. And I express myself through my art and through the way I dress, and that's how I've always done it, and I will continue to do it that way. What are ways that you like to express yourself? Do you express yourself through your art? And if so, what mediums do you use? What way do you do that? Do you express yourself through writing? Do you have a journal, or do you like writing short stories? Do you like to express yourself through music? Do you play music, or do you know how to play any instruments? Do you know how to, do you express yourself through body movements? Like, are you a dancer, or do you like to dance? You don't have to be classically trained to be considered a dancer, but if you like to dance, you know, is that how you express yourself? Is that who you are? It's very important to know who you are, and it's very important to express who you are in any way, shape, or form that you possibly can. It's very important to put yourself out there and to create a blueprint for yourself, because you know, you have to let people know who you are and what you represent at all times, and you have to know how you want to express yourself so you can, you know, move forward in doing that in the world. Like, I use art to express myself, so I went to art school so I can do that. I learned how to do my hair so I can express myself even better through my hair. And another way I express myself and another way I capture, you know, other people and the way they express themselves is through portraiture. So I draw a lot of portraits, and I think the portrait is perfect for telling people, you know, who you are and telling the story of who and what you are and where you come from. And I've always enjoyed the nuances of a face because everybody has a unique face, and that your face is who you are. That is you. So I like to show that through making portraits. And when we start our portrait a little later, I'm going to encourage you to use some really bright colors to show how you feel, or to your favorite color. You can do anything of that sort, but it is very, 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 very important for you guys to be able to know how to express yourself. And if that's through art, then you're in the right place. But we are going to get started on our portrait. So for your portrait, you are going to need a piece of paper. You're going to need a piece of white paper. White paper. You're going to need paper. And you are going to need a pencil. I'm going to be using a pen because this is what I have, but I'm going to encourage you to use a pencil so you're able to correct mistakes. And an eraser. If you have an eraser, make sure you have that with you as well. Okay. So that being said, let's get started on our portrait.